In today's video, I wanted to ask this question or answer this question, I should say. What is someone's breaking point that will then lead them to do what they need to do in order to fix their sleep? Like, what's that breaking point? And I often say this, and it's not just about sleep, but I always say when the pain of not sleeping is greater than the pain of doing something about it, that is someone's breaking point. And I want to talk about that in this video because you're going to say, well, Carol, no, not sleeping is very painful. It's ruining my life. It's like a dark shadow that follows me around. It involves every area of my life when I'm not sleeping. But somehow the pain of doing something to fix it is still greater than the pain of not sleeping. So I'm going to go into details about what I mean about that. So stay tuned, watch the rest of this video, and then make sure you comment to let me know if it resonated with you and what is going to be your breaking point. So for those who don't know me, my name is Carol Richard. I am the founder of the Sleep Success Academy, where we help sleep deprived individuals get the sleep that they need. If you don't already have a copy of my free guide, 5 Action Steps to Improve the Quality of Your Sleep, you can go to my website, sleepsuccessacademy.com. If you scroll down about halfway through on the homepage, you'll see where you can put your name and email address, and that will give you a copy of my free guide in your email box. It will also subscribe you to my email list, but you can unsubscribe anytime after you receive that email. As well, while you're here, why don't you click on the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel? And if you find this video useful, share it with someone who might need it. And don't forget to like as well. All right, so I say this often. People are feeling pain about not sleeping. There's no question. And what I mean by pain, I mean being tired, being not able to go out with friends, being miserable, because when we're not sleeping and our body and our mind doesn't restore itself from getting proper sleep, we just feel awful in every area of our life because bad sleep equals no fun in life. Like that's been my experience and experience of everybody I talk to. I've never talked to a person who's had a bad night's sleep and then be happy the next day, right? It just doesn't happen. But why is it that people aren't doing more to fix their sleep? A lot of reasons. A lot of times we just don't know where to start. We don't know how to actually fix our sleep. And because society is not very friendly, sleep friendly, maybe that's how we want to say it. And but once people hit a certain breaking point, then they will do the actions needed to fix their sleep. And that breaking point, what I mean by that is like when the pain of not sleeping is greater than the pain of doing something about it. I often explain something, and I actually just had this thought when I was hiking with a friend this weekend. She said something to me or to the group. We were 6 of us hiking. It's so beautiful to be out in nature. But she said, the pain of being employed with this company was greater than the pain of not being employed and not having money coming in the house and just depending on one salary. So she hit that breaking point with her job where that being going to work in that toxic environment, which was toxic for her, actually very toxic company, was greater. That pain became greater than not having a paycheck. And so she made the decision that day to quit her job. I'm so proud of her because she did it in like, she didn't right at them. She quit and she didn't even post any negative on social media. She was very genuine with realizing that she needed to change the environment she was in. So proud of her for that because she hit that breaking point. The same thing with fixing her sleep. I know myself, I struggled with sleep for years. My breaking point was when I lost sensation in my hands and feet from my body breaking down from being so sleep deprived. Until then, I continued doing the same things I was doing. I hadn't hit my breaking point. It was still more painful for me to be on leave without pay so that I could get my body back. It was more painful for me to acknowledge that I couldn't keep up to the pace I was going. It was more painful for me to actually admit that I wasn't a failure, but I felt like a failure as a mom, as like an employee, as a wife. That was more painful than actually fixing my sleep. Like my sleep issues were less painful than that. So that's what I'm trying to say. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to explain here. It's not that not sleeping is not painful, is that the work we have to do sometimes feels more painful than that. And so I want you to start looking at your environment, at your stressors, everyday stressors, at what is keeping you not sleeping. And so, in order to fix our sleep, I say this so often, you got to look at three components: your emotional well being, your mindset, and your behaviors. In last week's video, I really talked about how the emotional component should be the first one we look at, because when we are dysregulated in our nervous system, it really is harder then to do behaviors that will stick or change our mindset, because we're in a negative frame of mind, because our nervous system is constantly on survival mode and we just don't see any way out of this sleep issue. So therefore, doing the work of taking a step back, maybe leaving a job that is stressful, maybe asking for people in your home to help with the chores, that all feels more painful than actually doing it and then fixing your sleep. So I want you to start thinking of this for yourself. If you were to fix your sleep issues and if you were to sleep more, what would it take to get there? Because you need consistency in your sleep schedule. You need to look at your emotional well being. You need to take time for yourself to actually feel what you're feeling. You need to decompress at the end of the day so that you can say, okay, I was going all day, but I didn't take any me time. And so I can't keep going hype, and then going to bed and thinking my brain and my body's going to shut down when I haven't given it what it needs to get into that sleepy state. And so it's really about doing all the things that will help you. But an example that might be hard is if I'm used to on the weekends, so playing cards with friends or going out or going to a concert or doing something that keeps me up later than the time I want to go to bed or my usual weekly time of going to bed. Well, I have a decision to make, right? Is it more important for me to fix my sleep, or is it more important for me to fit in with this crowd? Or do I have a fear of missing out on the good stuff and therefore I'm staying awake longer on the weekend? And then by Sunday night, I can't go to sleep. And so I don't have enough sleep. I wake up Monday morning really groggy because my body's circadian rhythm, so my body clock is all out of whack because I wasn't consistent, right? So we have to get consistent. Our body loves consistency. And when the pain of not sleeping gets greater than the pain of staying up on the weekend, um, or the pain of not staying up on the weekend and being part of that friend group, then you will actually put your boundaries up. Like my friends know, and this happened again on Saturday night. We had 6 people over. We were playing cards. We were having fun. Everybody was having a few drinks. I chose to have my last drink at 8 p.m. And then so that gave me 2 hours because I usually go to bed at 9, but on the weekend I made an exception and said 10 p.m. But at 9:30, I started letting them know that they would have to leave soon, even though it was my house and we had company. And everybody was like, oh yeah, Carol needs to get to bed. Nobody took offense to that because they know I'm going to be up at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning at the latest. And I'm going to want to get on with my day. And I feel good when I sleep from 9 to 5. I feel good when I sleep 10 to 6, but anytime I go to bed after 10, I don't feel good the next day. So for me, I am now really clear on the fact that I am going to be consistent with my sleep schedule 7 days a week because I feel better. And the pain of not sleeping is greater than the pain of wondering what my friends think about me because I'm kicking them out at 9:30 at night. So I can make sure to be sleeping by 10. Just some food for thought here. What is it that is getting in the way of your sleep? What is the reason you're still not sleeping? What's that root cause? And what are you willing to do? What is going to be your breaking point that you're going to then decide to do something? Get consistent, get curious. And this doesn't happen overnight. We don't make a decision and then it's all fixed. It takes slow, consistent work and really building those internal boundaries with yourself to then be able to say to people, it's my bedtime. I need to go to bed because I deserve good sleep. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I'm really curious if you've reached your breaking point where you started making changes in your life to create better sleep for yourself, or if you're getting close to that breaking point. Because if you're on this channel, I'm sure you're struggling with sleep, or else you wouldn't be watching this. So again, if you need to contact me, you can do so at support@sleepsuccessacademy.com, or share this video, like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let's help each other make sure that we all get the sleep we deserve.